All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin. Welcome back to another video of the Roanoke Valley Chess Club and an in-depth game analysis. And yeah, so we're going to be playing through a game I played online not too long ago. And this is another game that I was reminded of when I was doing the Open Sicilian kind of overview on Saturday, and that for our great games of the past on Thursday, I'm going to be doing, of course, the big triplet games, very specific triplet games that occurred in the same round of the same tournament. But this is one of my games that, for the overview, oops, not intentional. There we go, that we're going to be covering. And the reason why is because when I talked about the dragon, I mentioned this variation, the Levenfish, and I actually had one. And traditionally, it's been considered that knight c6 is the best way to handle the Levenfish. And by the way, just for the record, it's cold, so that's why I'm wearing this. It's cold in here. Anyway, knight c6 is considered the best way because now e5 is just not good, so it's just better to play bishop e2, castles, and I can actually safely play that now. And okay, so actually I don't think castles is theory. Yeah, I think what is theory? Bishop e3. Yeah. All right. But I've done some analysis with the computer, and black is probably not losing if you play what I played, which was bishop to g7. And there's a very long theoretical line that goes here. And actually, this is a bad move. You're supposed to play knight to e5, takes, I believe it's bishop to... I've seen bishop to c4, bishop to b5. But it's a very long, complicated variation, and I kind of derped and forgot the analysis, and I played this subpar move, which leads to a very messy game. And white is probably better here. What is the situation? I'm actually down a piece, and my king is unsafe. And the only benefit is I think I have somewhat better development. It's not even that good. Yeah, watch that. And thankfully I have a rook on the back rank to defend me. And and there we go. Okay, so here we go. Defend the mate. Yeah, so I was just trying to hold on and get my pieces to as active squares as I could and not trade queens. Because I'm down a piece, I don't want to trade. Okay, and making threats. I thought maybe you should have tried, actually rook f8 doesn't do anything, so yay. But my king is trapped. That's fair. Yeah, stop the mate. Go back. Yeah, step the king up to get the rooks active. Bishop there. Yay. Okay, so I'm active and his rook isn't. Okay. And then I went a pawn for it. So now I have a pawn for my missing piece. Check. And this is actually just a crass blunder. I think he forgot my rook was on d8. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. So I got a little lucky there, but I was holding on for dear life up to that point. And now actually I think I'm just in a better, I mean, it's a tough position. It's probably equal. And then here come a bunch of checks, and I use that as an opportunity to get my king to safety. And yeah, my king is safe now, and now I'm actually up a pawn. And I found a way to trade everything off into a king and pawn ending where my king is closer to the pawns that matter. But my opponent tried to force me. Yeah, and this was clever. My opponent tried to force me to over, but he moved. But as long as I kept... Now, he does have the opposition, and he can try and force a draw. But if he tries to force a win, he loses. And, yeah, so... And then he made me play it out till checkmate, so... And I had, like, 3 or 4 different mates. I had 1 mate... Oops. Yeah, I had 1 mate, I had 2 mates, I had 3 mates and 1, and probably more mates and 2. Let's see. I think, yeah. That's a mate and 2, 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 mate and 2. I'm struggling to find something that isn't like a mate and 1 or a mate and 2. But if we go back to when it actually mattered, I mean, obviously this is a tough position for me to play. And maybe I shouldn't have traded here. I should have tried to do something to maybe make the position easier. But I don't like that my opponent is checking me on that square. So I traded because I thought it would ease my position a little bit. I didn't want to give him a perpetual because I thought that once he ran out of checks, here for instance, well, he has to do something about his pawn structure, maybe start trying to push these pawns here. But instead, or defending his pawns. Instead, he allows me to take that, and maybe that wasn't my best move. I guess it was. Yeah, that's just a handy little thing I do to check to make sure I'm not making a blunder in my analysis. Yeah, and then here, this is actually pretty tough. I thought that he maybe needed to start moving his pieces up first. And I knew that because my king was in what I like to call the box. So let's actually talk about that. Assuming your opponent's king can't defend a pawn. If your king is in what's known as the box, which is this square, right? Your king can actually get to the pawn before it promotes. So, for example, if my king was here and his king was on, say, A1 and there were no other pawns, it would be a draw because my king can get to his pawn before his pawn gets to H8. Right? And now here's the funny thing. He has to keep opposition. He cannot give me an ability to get to his pawn. So what he really has to do is... well, actually, no, I think he would have to, because if he goes here, then... Yeah, okay. I thought that's what I evaluated. And that's why I didn't move my B pawn, even though, you know, I could have easily created a pass with that, and it would have allowed him to promote. So instead, I allowed him to take. And he would love it if he were able to play 2 moves in a row and go here, because guess what? Then he just follows my king wherever it goes, and I can't promote. And once I move my king out, I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell I'm promoting, so... And as long as I don't let his king get behind me, just maintain that horizontal opposition, I promote. And this is just an elementary win. And of course, the technical way to win this I did here, not because I was intending to show this game, but basically, you chase your opponent's king with your king. and then you pin it down using your queen, and then he does that, and then you mate. Easy as that. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Have a nice day.